Hi guys, it's Marnie and I'm back with another video. So today I want to talk about some of my favourite Kindle books, some of my favourite like fantasy, paranormal romance books that are on my Kindle. I never really hear people on BookTube talk that much about Kindles. Like they talk about reading on their Kindle and stuff like that, but they never talk about like Kindle exclusive books. So today I want to talk about some really good series that I found on my Kindle and that I absolutely loved and that some of you might really enjoy. So yeah, I just thought I'd do something a little bit different. I've never really seen anyone do like a Kindle edition book recommendation video before, so I just thought I'd give it a go and hopefully you guys will enjoy some of these books. Maybe you've read them, maybe you'll want to, but I just want to talk about a few. I have quite a few, but I narrowed it down to about 4 series, but some of them are so long like you'll understand when I get to them, but like some of them are so long I just thought I can't really talk about anymore. If I do, I'm just going to overwhelm you and you're just going to click straight off this video. So if you get to the end of the video and you liked it and you've read some of these books and you enjoyed them and you'd like some more recommendations, tell me in the comments and I might make another video like this. But for now I have 4 series I want to talk about. The first being A Shade of Vampire by Bella Forrest. Now these books are quite popular. I know they're not very popular on BookTube and not many people have heard of them honestly, but the people that have heard of them generally like them. I know there are some people out there, mixed reviews, think it's very cheesy, very like immature, very kind of, what's the word, like amateur, quite amateur style writing or just books. But I read them when I was younger, absolutely fell in love with them, still reading them now. My sister is 24, she's reading them all and she loves them, and I've recently discovered someone at work's like partner read all of these books, so I'm just like, yes, I need to talk about these books. And if you can hear like birds chirping in the background, my brother and his girlfriend recently got birds, so they chirp away constantly and annoy me honestly. But that's that. If you hear it in the background, sorry about that. Can't really shut them up. If you're a fan of like Twilight or the Vampire Diaries or anything really vampire and you want a good vampire book to read or like a series to read, A Shade of Vampire is the one. It is so good and it's going to put you off. As soon as you type in A Shade of Vampire and all of the books flood your page, you're just going to be like, whoa, what is going on? No, and just steer clear of it just on the sheer amount of books there are. And I urge you, do not be put off by how many books there are. So at the minute, I think book 76, I think, maybe book 77, I think, at the minute. And it seems like a lot, and it is a lot, I get it, but you don't have to read them all one after the other. It's not like that. So they're in like generations, so it follows, you meet people, you like, this whole world is created and this big community and everything's created within the first book and the first series, and that runs for about 7 books, and then the next 8 books are like the next generation, and then the 8 books after that are the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. So you can actually stop like every 8 or so books, go away, read other things and then go back to it. That's what I've done. I'm only actually on like the 3rd generation. I'm on book 23. My sister is all the way up there, but she reads them as soon as they come out. She is on it. I am not. I do really enjoy them, but they can get a bit slow, and there are parts in it that make you just want to put it down, and I've done that quite a few times, and I've gone back and reread, and once I've like reread and got past that bit, that initial bit where I got stuck, I've been so glad that I carried on and I didn't just give up on the series. Like there are moments throughout it like that you'll get bored and you might want to like go away from it and then go back, and that's fine, like people do with a lot of books. But the story alone and the characters and like their relationship to each other and just how the story progresses, it's worth it. Like it's worth them moments of being a bit like, oh, do I really want to carry on? So yeah, now I've rambled on about that, let me actually tell you what the book is about. So this book follows a 17-year-old girl called Sophia Claremont, and it's her 17th birthday and she's out for a walk along the beach, and all of a sudden she comes face to face with a terrifying pale creature that emerges like out of the sea. She thirsts for more than just her blood. She's kidnapped and taken to an island called the Shade, where it's forever night, ruled by the most powerful coven of vampires to ever walk the earth, the Novaks. Now I read this as Novak. And I know 100% that it's Novak, but I just can't get it out of my head. Sophia is taken there as a captive, as a prisoner, and then one day she's picked out of hundreds of girls to be a part of the harem of Derek Novak, the Dark Royal Prince. Basically has to go and live with him within his quarters and just do like everything he says and be his like slave. And she hates it, and obviously she hates him. He's like this dark, ruthless vampire, but she soon learns that's not the case, and that's actually the safest place to be on the island. And if she wants to live and survive, then she has to kind of try and win him over, so she doesn't fall to the same fate as all of the other girls. Actually, such an amazing series. That doesn't do it justice, but I'm really scared that I'm going to give out too much spoilers if I talk too much about it. But it's really amazing. So she goes there and there's this whole world of these vampires, and they're ruthless and they're everything you've heard of. Everything you would expect from like these evil vampires that kill and kidnap girls. And then she kind of, without spoiling too much, she kind of changes it, and the whole world kind of shifts a few books in, and it just becomes really, really good. It's really amazing. Like the plots, the storylines, the characters. Like when you get to a certain point, they're just so amazing. You fall in love with these characters. And spoiler, but not spoiler, if you want to skip a couple of seconds, go for it. But if you don't mind, maybe a little bit of a spoiler. As the books go on and you get to like the next generation and things, you find out that there are so many other supernaturals in this world, and not just vampires. Like there's dragons and witches and jinn and genie and all of these kind of things. And there's a supernatural realm, and then there's the human realm, and it blows up into this massive storyline that all interlinks all of your favourite characters from previous books and previous generations into like this new generation, and it's just really amazing. Please give it a go. Yeah. That's enough about them. They're good, read them, end of story. Now the second series I really want to talk about is actually the series that got me into reading in the first place. I did mention it in my booktube newbie tag, and that is The Guardians by Lola Steville. And I read these first ever books I ever read. They're paranormal romance, but this time they're about angels. I know there's quite a lot of books out there about angels, but they're different from anything you would have read. Well, it's different from anything I've read. I can't really say that about everyone. So this book follows a girl called Emmy Baxter, and she's just a normal girl. She's living her life, going to school like any other girl, until one day she's attacked by a bunch of demons on her way to class. But what's even stranger is that she's saved by a group of new kids that have just joined her school that turn out to be angels. She's completely confused in this big whirlwind, and then she finds out her name was the only clue given in a quest to find the location of a secret map that will lead the way to the Bridge of Souls. Basically, if the evil win, they'll destroy the world. The Guardians, her former classmates, are there to protect her and also find it before the evil side does. And it just follows them and her fighting evil, her discovering this whole world about the Guardians and all that kind of stuff. And they go on like missions, and it's really cool. And then she also, obviously there's a romance, she falls in love with the Guardians team leader, Marcus, and he falls in love back, and it's kind of forbidden. They have been told by the team's seer that there's a prophecy that if they unite, the world will burn. So that's that. I don't want to give too much away again, spoilers, but this is really good as well. There's, I can't for the life of me think, but there's about 8 to 12 books, I'm going to say, with the Guardians. And then there's the Naru, which are the Guardians' children, and that's the next generation. And then there's a generation after that called I haven't read that. I've only read the Guardians and the Naru, so I haven't read the new one. I can't remember what it's called, but there's a new generation out now as well, which I haven't read, that I will get round to at some point. But yeah, it's just a really good paranormal romance. Young, they're 16, 17 in school, and there's this crazy fighting and angels and love and like evil and missions, and it's just a really good book to like get your teeth into. And it's quite a good sum of books again, so if you're looking for a long series but also something you can like stop in the middle of, you don't have to read consecutively, same as The Shade, I think definitely have a look at that. Maybe read the synopsis for yourself and see what you think. I feel like I never do books justice. I'm like, why did I even start this channel in the first place if I can't even talk about books and convince people to read them? So please, if anyone reads a book because of me, comment because I feel like I'm failing miserably at life. The third book series I want to talk about also has a lot of books. I haven't actually looked to see how many there are at the minute. Probably should have done that before I filmed this video, but I'm unprepared as always. The Witch Fairy series by Bonnie Lama. I think that's how you say her name. Lama. I'm going to say Lama, stick with my gut. But the first book is called True of Blood, and it follows a girl called Zandra who has lived in the Colorado mountains for 3 years with ghosts as parents. Gets even stranger when she finds out that her mother is actually a witch in hiding, and her biological father is actually a fairy, and not only is he a fairy, but he is king of the Fae realm, something she knew nothing about, and she is the first of her kind to be born in thousands of years. For good reason. No one should be able to wield that much power with Fae magic and witch magic all in one body. It's a lot and people are scared of it, and it is basically forbidden. But her mum has managed to keep her a secret and keep her hidden from the world, but now the witches want her dead and the fairies want her for her blood. Because she is so powerful and she's the only one of her kind, her blood is able to open the gate between the Fae realm and the human realm, and the Fae want to destroy the barrier, wall, whatever you want to call it, gate, and to take revenge on the humans and the witches for banishing them to the Fae realm in the first place all them years ago. And the witches want her dead, so the Fae can't do that, basically. So it follows Zandra learning her powers that she was born with, that she had no idea about, and it follows her on this journey of finding herself and finding out her family in the Fae realm. She does travel to the Fae realm, and her mum enlists help from a handsome Fae, a handsome fairy that promises to keep her safe and protect her, and he says that he doesn't want the gate to be broken down, he wants to keep the two realms separate, but that's what he claims. So we don't know if it's true, we don't know if it's false, and it just follows her on this journey of discovery, and it's just an all round really good book. I honestly really want to reread these. I think at some point this is a series out of all of them I want to reread. It's the one I least remember, so hopefully I'll get around to doing that one day once I've finished reading all the books that I haven't read. Fancy a fairy series, or you want to read something like this, it sounds really good, you're interested in, do it. I would not be recommending them to you if I didn't enjoy them, and they are a bit young and they are a bit amateur and they are a bit cliche. When I compare them to newer recent books I've read, now that I've gotten into older genre and more popular writers, and knowing the difference between really good well written books and then these, I don't want to say lesser, because I love these authors and I love these books and I don't want to put them down in any way, but I see where other people would put them down. But at the end of the day, you like what you like and I like them, I really enjoy them. And if you're into some of the same, and if you don't mind the same kind of things, if you don't mind maybe sacrificing the best writing for the storyline and the experience and just how good they make you feel, then you will enjoy these books. Now the final series I want to talk about is called the Walker Saga. Who's it by though? Jane and Eve, I'm pretty sure it is. The one I can't really remember her name, I'm pretty sure it is. The first book is called A Walker Saga. Honestly, what is wrong with me? The first book is called First World. Finally. And the quote on the books is, there's 7 half-walker girls, there's 7 worlds, and only one chance to save them all. And basically the first book follows a girl called Abigail, and her life sucks in gang-ridden cities and all that kind of stuff. She lives in a compound that is much like an orphanage. Her living circumstances aren't amazing, it's pretty shit. And when all the people in this compound, as soon as they turn 18, they get kicked out onto the streets to fend for themselves. Most of them end up in gangs, dead, or prostitutes or all that kind of stuff. So it's not good really, and her birthday is coming quick. She turns 18 soon and she's trying to prepare herself to go out into the world. So she's not allowed to, but she does end up sneaking out like a week before her birthday, and she runs into this stranger in an alley who's got a really weird accent and who's carrying a sword, and he basically uproots her life before she even turns 18. He takes her and whisks her away to First World, because it turns out that she was hidden on Earth for safekeeping, away from her family, and she's been lost to them ever since. There's 7 books in the series and 7 Half-Walker girls. Each book follows a different girl, and it all centres around this massive threat that's looming to destroy all of the worlds, and they've like kind of recruited Abigail to get all of the 7 Walker girls together so they can fight. So there are the Walkers, and then there are the people that inhabit each world, and the Walkers are like these all-powerful gods. Basically on each world, one of them has bred or like mated with a species or like a woman from that world, and then from them is born the Half-Walker girls. So they're half human, half walker, half mermaid, half walker, half angel, half walker. So it's like each world is they're half something and half walker, and she basically travels from one world to the next world to the next world, trying to get the girls on board to fight in this big war, and just getting them all together. Now it's really cool because you get to follow these group of people that like grow and get bigger as each book goes on. Obviously she goes to the different worlds and she picks up a girl along the way, so by the 7th book there's a whole group of 6 girls with like kick-ass powers and all of these cool abilities all come together to go and get like the 7th girl. And it's just cool to find out all the different races and all the different abilities. I definitely recommend them. They're different from anything I've read. I haven't read anything with like all them kind of powers and all the different species all in one like series or one set of books, so definitely check them out if that's something you're really interested in. So yeah, they're the 4 series I wanted to talk to you about, and they're all from my Kindle. The Shade of Vampire books, actually I have it. Oh my god, I forgot. They recently, well not recently, a few years ago, they started to come out in paperback, so you can get them in paperback nowadays. I do actually have them. Let me just get it. God, I'm going to fuck up my whole bookshelf if I get this, but let me just show you. Right there. A Shade of Vampire, Bella Forest. And there's the first 3. 1, 2, 3. And I have all the rest. My bookshelf. And all my records. But yeah, they're the books, and that's the series. So if you're interested to pick any of them up, let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!